listening to Breakfast with Tiffany with your host, Tyffanie Morgan.
That's right, sweepies. It's me. It's me. Well, hello there, my little sweepies, my little love muffins from all around the big blue world. This is your hostess, Miss Tiffany Morgan, calling to you live from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, the home of limestone and the home to me, Miss Tiffany Morgan. And hopefully the home to you as well, or from abroad, or however you're listening to this program. We are living on CFRC 101.9 FM, CFRC.ca. We love this partnership. We love it. It's great. It's great. But I also, I have Facebook and all that kind of stuff too. If you want, if you want to chat with me on those programs as well. But yeah, we're filming today. We're not filming. We're recording. This is not a video. Radio is a thing. It's just it's an audio thing. It's not a video thing. I don't know where I went with that. Hello, Jazz. It's good to see you on here. Okay. She's in the chat and she's saying that we need to do video so you can see me. Well, I don't know if I want people to be able to see me. Video on my socials. I don't know if you want to see me because it is Wednesday. Well, sorry, today's Thursday on CFRC. I may be filming. I may be recording this on a Wednesday. The luxuries I have of being able to have Sweet Pea Studios. My own little recording studio at home. I love it. I love it. It's great. I used to podcast. Sorry, I'm totally off topic today. But I used to podcast years ago, Breakfast with Tiffany. And that was, I started that off way early when podcasting had just hit the scene. And it wasn't like, it was just a lot of people just talking from their basements or wherever they were, just out into the world. Just exactly how I'm doing right now. They were just speaking from the dark out into the world. People were listening, and it was a great kind of connection that way. And it was quite the community, too. There was all these podcasting communities that came up. There was pod camps, as they called them. And I attended the Toronto Pod Camp for quite a few years, but it's slowly changed. It's less about podcasting. It's more about everything. Everything digital, everything content creation, content this, content that. Yeah, it's gotten crazy. But yes, I'm off topic. I actually do have topics today. So I want to talk about a couple of things. One, so first topic, I am not going to talk about American politics. I really don't follow them. And I'm being bombarded, and I'm told many of my coworkers are just basically glued to the tube, just trying to figure out what's going on with American politics. I know nothing, and I'm not going to comment on it. So, who knows who won? Yeah, yay, President, you won, whoever you are. But I'm gonna talk about Rainbow Railroad. So they have a campaign called 60 in 60, hashtag 60 in 60. I'll talk about Halloween 2020 in my neighborhood, the McBurney Park neighborhood. Some gardening updates, and of course, upcoming kind of events, including drag shows. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. And so yeah, first and foremost, check the timer. First and foremost, yeah, Rainbow Railroad. So Rainbow Railroad, if you don't know what that is, it is a Canadian charity. There's an American charity as well. So Rainbow Railroad, let me just bring up their website. So rainbowrailroad.org. Sorry, I have to enunciate my words. So in their About page, they go on. Can you imagine going to jail for who you are and who you love? Fear of persecution, torture, or murder. So this is a reality for a lot of LGBTQI individuals around the world. yes, it's difficult around the world for a lot of LGBTQI individuals. So, founded in 2006, Railroad has helped more than 800 individuals find a path to safety and to start a new life free from persecution. So that's their tagline there. Rainbow Railroad helps to get people out of dangerous situations, save their lives, basically. So, um, a lot of LGBT people will remember not that long ago the purge that was happening in Chechnya, and it was I will call it it was a gay purge as they called it, where they were randomly arresting uh, LGBT people, torturing them, imprisoning them in Chechnya, and so Rainbow Railroad, with quite a few other charities, were helping to get people out of danger in Chechnya and to a safe space, a safe place, and so that takes money. And that's why they're doing their fundraising drive right now, 60 and 60. So they want to save 60 lives in 60 days. So how much money does it take to save a life? For them, on average, it's $10,000. So you got to think there's plane tickets. There's also like if you have to arrange papers and stuff like that. Then there's housing, and with those plane tickets, sometimes you're jumping around the place. Like, um, I think a lot of people who are involved with the refugees, they understand that quite a few, you have to get to a kind of a safe country where they can house you while you get refugee status. Quite often, that's Germany. Is quite a little hub there. So, like with Chechnya, it was getting people out of Chechnya. Normally, it was getting them into Russia because they had Russian organizations who knew how to contact these people who all went underground, right? Like if I'd be told, I don't know how underground I could get, but I'd go underground if anything happened here in Canada and they start calling out for the gays. But yeah, so they got them into Russia, and then they had to get them out of Russia as well into safer spaces and stuff like that. So Rainbow Railroad is not a refugee agency. It's really just about the fundamentals of getting those lives saved, get them out of that country where there's militias or gangs going around and torturing, or if it's even your own state, even if it's your own military going out and arresting you and torturing you and killing you, or people disappearing or something like that. It's about saving lives. So Rainbow Railroad, I feel very connected to this charity. Not for any specific reason. Like I wasn't saved or anything through Rainbow Railroad, but it's something that pulls on my heartstrings, and that's why I each year try to do what I can. And quite often, in years past, I've hosted a Christmas drag show to raise money for Rainbow Railroad, and we'll be doing that again this year. There's more. You may have heard us last week with Peaches. That we'll be doing that. We'll be having a show and more information to come about that. But we're going to call it Ho Ho Holiday Drag Spectacular, and funds raised will go towards Rainbow Railroad. But we're also kind of looking into because this campaign is if you want to as an individual raise money, or if you have a team or something like that, this is the fundraising campaign that's going on right now with Rainbow Railroad. So you can join as an individual and start raising funds through their website. You can join a team and raise funds through the website there too. So it's something I'm going to challenge. I'm going to challenge some of my friends. We'll see if we can do something. So anyway, I once it's said online on air, it's true. But I think I'm going to set up my own campaign page, and we'll tie it into the drag show as well, because you never know what's going on right now, right? With COVID, you never know if suddenly come beginning December we're going to be in different restrictions or something like that. So yeah, it'll be It's always a challenge, but we can still raise funds online. We can still raise funds as individuals, and we can still help save lives. Save lives. Save lives. 60 and 60. Check it out, sweet peas. You should do it. Do it now. Do it now. Oh my word, yes. Oh, so yeah, that's Rainbow Railroad. You'll probably hear me talk about it all the way up until Christmas. All the way up until Christmas, you'll hear me talk about it. But let's talk about Halloween 2020. Wow, Halloween 2020. That was great, wasn't it? Did you have a good Halloween? Because I had a great Halloween. Yes, not like Halloween's past. But I was comparing it as a homeowner, as someone who loves to give out candy to trick or treaters, to kids, young and old. I love doing that. And this year, I found it was actually uh, maybe a little bit better than last year. Do we remember last year, Halloween last year? Oh, and for those who are watching online, let me bring up a little. There we go. We got a little video there. So I took a little video outside of my house, of my decorated house. I really just decorate like you wouldn't believe. So I have like this Rocky Horror sign, like the enter at your own risk. I painted that myself. I have a cemetery in the front yard. I have ghosts hanging up in the trees. I had a candy slide or candy chute. It seems to be Kingstonians call them a candy chute. Online in the States, they call them candy slides. Hey, there we are. I had a candy chute. It was huge. It was massive. Kids just loved it. Candy barely got stuck in it. And I have yet to confer with my neighbors because I didn't have my clicker. I didn't have my counter, as I tend to do. But I think I got 100 kids, maybe up to 150. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll confirm with the neighbors. But in years past, in previous years, not last year, but in the years before, 250, 200, 250, maybe even 10 years ago, that was like 300 kids. This is Halloween Street. I don't, so apparently, sorry, I digress. Apparently, in one of the local newspapers, this street that I'm on was classified as the number 2 Halloween street in Kingston. I want to challenge that. I think we should be number 1 Halloween street in Kingston. That's right. Quite a few other neighbors also decorated, which is always great too. There are generations of kids who come down here. I remember the first few years handing out candy when I bought the house. People were like, "Oh, these are my grandkids," and I remember trick or treating down on John Street too. Oh, sorry. Anyway, and I try to keep private where we live, but anyway. So it's generational. So they remember bringing their kids down to the street, and they brought they were here as kids. They brought their kids, and their kids bring their kids down here, and it's quite the Halloween traditions. Last year, if we remember, because I really remember, it was raining cats and dogs, and ghouls and goblins, and everything was coming down. And that was a trying year as well for Halloween. I had 100 or even less than that kids who actually showed up to trick or treat last year. So this year, during a pandemic, I think that was pretty good. I had my tongs, of course, because public health said, handing out candy, face masks, tongs, all that kind of stuff. I had the candy slide too, the candy chute. So that was extra protections there for everyone, for trick-or-treaters and for me. And but last year, it was cats and dogs raining down. There were so many poor little princesses. There was people dressed up as princesses, and I remember so many of them. These little kids, who themselves are probably a little not so balanced on their own feet and stuff like that. They had to carry their dress skirts up in their arms, both arms full of dress skirt, because the dress skirt was soaked, like with 5 pounds of water or whatever. Like they were just soaked, and these these poor trick-or-treaters are walking up my doorstep, and they didn't really have a good smile on their face. And of course, their dads and their moms and whatnot, their relatives, they were holding the bags. They were holding the bags, and they're like, "Oh, could you please put the candy in the bag?" Oh, that was terrible last year. This year, I think was better. I would do also want to thank Skelton Park Arts Festival and my neighbors as well who volunteered for it for doing the candy parade, because they there was a small little candy parade in the Skelton Park neighborhood, and with live music, and it was great hearing it. I couldn't leave the house. I was on candy duty. I couldn't leave the house. But it was great hearing it, and I could see it from afar because they actually did come down to my street, just not my street, not in front of my house. But yeah, they got out, and so thank you for that. That was nice to hear some festival goers. How was your Halloween? How was your Halloween? I heard other streets they actually coordinated and got together and put all their candy in one spot so that it's just a single contact sort of thing, for the social distancing and stuff like that. Um, Jazz is saying we never get any kids in our area. Well, that's because you live, downtown Toronto, girl. Who has kids? Who has kids in downtown Toronto? uh, Other than the fur babies, the fur babies. I didn't see well, I saw a few of them. I saw a black dog dressed as a black spider. That was cute. That was cute. What can I say? What can I say? But that was Halloween 2020. Yes, it was scaled back. I didn't have any friends because quite often I'll have friends join me just who may live in apartment buildings and stuff, and they just love seeing the smiles on the trick-or-treaters' faces when you give them candy and stuff. But because we're social distancing, etc., yeah, that didn't happen. So, my hopes for next year is that I'll be able to socialize and get more of my friends here, um, do some more kind of activities like that. But I'm glad that Halloween was not canceled. Thank you. I don't just being able to do that as a neighborly thing. Yeah, that was great. And chatting with the neighbors too, screaming across the street. How much candy do you got left over? That's always fun. That's always fun. Oh, goodness sakes. So did I mention that we're listening to CFRC 101.9 FM here in Kingston, Ontario. Also on CFRC.ca. So that was my Halloween 2020. I hope you had a great Halloween 2020. Some people obviously chose not to hand out candy and stuff, and that's okay too. That's okay too, because what I've learned through this whole pandemic is it's about it's about respecting people's decisions, really, right? Respecting your decision if to maybe not engage in going out for a dinner or something like that, sticking to your social circles, wearing a face mask, and it's all about that kind of respect for people, for other people, for other people. So yeah, that's I don't know where I'm going with that, but if you want, like for instance, when I had a new furnace put in here with the technicians coming in, because I lost my furnace and now it's back. I have a new one. It works. It's warm. It's so nice and warm. Thank you. But they wore a mask, and I wore a mask too because I want them to feel comfortable in my home. So yeah, neighborly. All right. Where are we with the time here? So, yeah, let's talk about a little bit of gardening updates. So, hashtag Tiff's Garden. If you ever go on social medias and stuff like that, hashtag Tiff's Garden, mostly on Instagram, I think, these days. sometimes on Facebook. You can see a lot of my garden photos. I post photos. I love to garden. It's a thing that I like to do. I love gardening, and I do share sometimes. Share the photos and stuff like that. Talk about gardening, and right now I kind of want to talk about gardening right now because it's the end of the season. We've had uh, a few frosts already here in Kingston. I have a lot of tropical plants. So before then, all the regular kind of plants have gone to bed, like the plants that are hardy, or the not so hardy plants, like the garden vegetables and stuff. Those went to bed. Those are done. I have a zucchini squash that is about 2 feet long. It's insane. It's insane. It's huge. It's huge. I think I'm gonna chop it up, put it into a turkey a turkey pan because I think that's how it is, and I'm gonna bake it up and freeze most of it probably. I have no idea what to do with it. It's so much. It's so much food. I don't know what to do, but we'll bake that in the oven at some point, and we'll freeze most of it probably. I don't know what we'll make into it. We'll see what it tastes like. There might be lots of recipes for something this, something that. But yeah, it's done. The harvest is done. Frosts have happened. So as for the tropicals, so some of the not tropicals, what they do, like for instance the canna lilies, and some of my colocasias or elephant ears, they sometimes it's better that they take a frost to kill the green foliage, and then you dig them up before we get into full on winter months. And I have yet to do that for my dahlias. Those are some lovely flowers. I have yet to do that with my dahlias and some of my elephant ears as well. And also, I have a ginger, an ornamental ginger, and one of them is still outside, and apparently it's hardy down to like -10. So I'm hoping it's still okay. But we'll find out. The top foliage is definitely dead. Definitely dead. So I have yet to find some time to dig them up and bring them inside. The problems with November, I always try to get this done in October. That's definitely a gardening job. Try to get it done in October. We didn't have frost until the very end of October here in Kingston, like in downtown Kingston. I think they had frost north of here for sure, well before then. But yeah, I have to now that we're in November, it's dark by the time of finishing work. 9 to 5, 9 to 5. It's dark. It's dark. So this is getting precarious. I may be out there with a flashlight digging in the dirt. I may be doing that. Gotta save those dahlias because I have friends of mine who want some dahlias. That's the one thing about gardening. Someone's like, "Oh, be my friend, and can I steal some dahlias from you?" Also, in the springtime, a lot of people handing off, "Oh, I made too many seedlings. Can you take some?" And that's how I got that zucchini squash, and also those tomato plants. There we go. So, I still have tomatoes sitting on the counter. So much. It's a glut. It's a glut. What can I say? Oh, all right. Let's talk about upcoming events, shall we? Upcoming events. Outin.ca, your source for queer events going on in and around Kingston. So let's look at this. All right. So Thursday, that's tomorrow. Well, that's today. Today. I'm recording this on Wednesday. What can I say? So Thursday, that's today, if you're listening to this on CFRC 101.9 FM. You can also listen at 4 p.m. to Queer Prom Radio Show. That's right, Queer Prom Radio Show. And I love how it got together. I love how this got together because we did, as a member of Kingston Pride, we tried to do some scheduling this year that was all virtual and stuff, and we partner and the youth part of our group partnered with C4C Radio, and they did like a call in and doing for Queer Prom, and it's great. Or you should listen to it. You should listen to it at 4 p.m. Thursday, November 5th. There we go. And then we have Beers for Queers, which is every Saturday down at Monty's, so you don't have to schedule ahead. But please do come. Obviously, it's a seating situation. You come in, and you be seated, and Anyway, so Beers Queers Saturday. On Tuesday, there's Gender Talk at 5 p.m. And that's again on CFRC 101.9 FM. Excuse me, I need a little drink there. Beers for Queers, Gender Talk. Yeah, there's a lot of those events going on. What I'm going to say is there's also a drag show hosted by me, maybe. I don't know. Yes, it is. November 14th. And that's a Saturday, and doors open at 8. Show starts at 9, and that's at the Renaissance Lower Salon. It's called Around the World. I'm going around the world. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's a terrible song. So, I hope you can go out to that. So sales are on, tickets are on sale now. They're on sale now on dragshow.ca. So that's one of my websites, dragshow.ca. So you can buy tickets there. We're doing Around the World. It's featuring Lilith Kane, Vinnie Von Vinci, Peaches, and myself. And we're kind of feeling it. We can't travel. There's no more travel. No one's going off to vacation to Mexico or, wherever. People are staying in. But, we can still celebrate, how we used to travel around. What I really like about that day, so how it popped up, was because sometimes us drag queens are not so creative, and we struggle to find a theme for a drag show. So I did a search, and I discovered that on that day, I can't remember, like 150 years earlier or something like that, Nellie Bly, who was a female columnist, writer for a newspaper, she decided to go around the world in 80 days, like the fictional characters, Phileas, I can't remember anyway, the Around the World in 80 Days, sort of. That was a fictional book, if some people don't know that. And she decided, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to write about it. And she did. And this is, in Victorian-ish times, women doing it on her own, writing about it. That is a great story. That's a great triumph, a great thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to acknowledge that. I have to, if we're doing a drag show, we have to acknowledge that. So Nellie Bly, thank you so much for doing that and giving me an idea for a theme. So thank you for that as well. But yeah, can you imagine? Oh my goodness sakes. I can't even imagine myself going around the world. I think she did it in 60 days though too. Jess, she's talking about my gardening. She's like, grow some loofah. I need some. I may do that. You can eat that too, apparently. I watch a British gardening program. And before people were using it to exfoliate, people were using it to eat it. But yeah, that's I love those kind of cucurbit sort of a variety of plants, because the vines, and they just kind of manage themselves, like cucumbers, pumpkins, squash. They kind of just manage themselves, and I'm quite okay with that. And the loofah is one of those. Although they do like a lot of heat, so I don't know if I can grow it this year, or I mean 2021. Are we already thinking about what to grow in 2021? Is that what's happening right now? Am I already thinking of, that tends to be January, February. You start thinking about those things. Or you should buy the seeds. You get the seed catalogs coming in, and then you're like, oh, what am I going to grow in 2021? So, yeah, so that's November 14th. Again, buy tickets online, dragshow.ca. Um, and we're selling the tables there. I'll be doing another show, Cheap and Cheerful, on November 28th as well. So tickets are not on sale yet, but that's right after Black Friday. And, who's really going to the States to buy Black Friday items? So, shop online on Monday and come to the drag show this Saturday before Cyber Monday. Is Cyber Monday the Monday after or before? Anyway. And then also December 12th, which will be the Ho Ho Holiday Drag Spectacular, a fundraiser for Rainbow Railroad. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to all this. This is gonna be lots of fun. This is gonna be lots of fun this year. So we can still enjoy ourselves. We can still enjoy ourselves. All right, sweet peas. Well, I think I'm over my time here. I gotta get going. All right, sweet peas. So thank you so much for listening to Breakfast with Tyffanie here on 101.9 FM, C4C 101.9 FM. Yeah, FM. Not too sure where that's going. And, you know, uh, we'll find out who the next neighborly president is in the coming days, if not weeks. I'm not too sure how that's going to go. Stay safe, stay warm, and I love you. Mwah. You stay safe, sweet peas. Give you my love. Bye bye.